Here we go. We are at the VA Medical Center in at 7305 North Military Trail in West Palm Beach. And today's date is November 30th, 2013. My name is Carlton Cartwright. I'm the Executive Director of Children's Coalition Incorporated, and we're here interviewing your name, sir?
James Cameron Rose.
Okay, and your birth date?
9/10/54.
Okay, and your current address?
7305 North Military Trail, West Palm Beach, here at the VA Hospital, Miami.
There you
go. West Palm Beach.
That's right, there you go. You can hold your head up, you don't have to look down at me. Where you're comfortable is fine.
I'm sorry.
It's okay, you don't have anything to apologize for.
My leg hurts so bad I can't.
Okay, I got you. All right, okay, and you and I are the only ones here present at the interview. Okay, and what branch of the service were you in first?
Well, I joined the Army to get away from my mom, because she kept beating me all the time. So I had to join the Army to get away from her. And I joined the Army for that reason.
What were you doing prior to coming into the service?
I was in,
besides living at home with your mother?
Well, my mom forced me to go to a private high school because she didn't want me around.
Where was that?
Auburn Adventist Academy, Auburn, Washington.
In the state of Washington?
Yes.
What was the name of the place?
Auburn Adventist Academy, Auburn, Washington.
Okay.
I lived in a dormitory. I had money from an automobile accident when I was 7 years old. It was like $16,000. And I used that plus whatever money I made. I worked at a sawmill for 3 years, and I lived in a dorm there for 3 years. I graduated in 73.
Okay. All right, so what did you do after that, after you graduated?
Not much of anything. I tried to go to college. I tried to study law enforcement.
In Washington?
Yeah. What happened was I joined the police department. I was a cadet, Fife Police. I was a cadet. I was happy. Somebody accepted me. My mom, she made things rough for me because I did that. She didn't like that. She made things rough for me, anything I did. And so I went to the chief and I said, my mom won't let me do what I want to do. Not even with this. She won't let me develop a future. So 74 come around and I had enough. I couldn't bear it no more, so I talked to an Army recruiter, a National Guard Army recruiter, and he took me. Got me to Seattle AFI station, went through the motions. And
hold on one second, pick up where you left off.
Anyway, I saw the Army recruiter and I went through the motions with the AFI station. I passed, and I got sworn in, and they gave me the late entry program, and I waited, and went in late. I can't remember when I went in, it's been so long. But I went in, I was in for like a few weeks, and I had this problem all of a sudden with my right leg. I didn't know what was wrong. And I told my drill sergeant. And he sent me to the main hospital, and they x-rayed my leg, and they said that they found a bone cyst in my leg. They said, how'd you get in the Army with a bone cyst in your leg?
Okay, now hold on, wait a minute. Before all of that, where did you go into service?
Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri.
Okay, how did you get there? Just before, where did you enlist?
Seattle Seattle AVs.
Okay, all right. So from there, they sent you to Missouri?
They sent me to Missouri a couple of months later.
Okay, a couple of months later.
Yeah.
Then they shipped you down there. How'd you get down there?
By plane.
By plane. Okay, so you went to where? To basic training?
Yes.
Okay, hold on. And how long was basic training?
I don't know. It was like 8 weeks.
8 weeks?
Yeah.
And tell me something about basic training. Well, you remember your instructors or anything? Do you remember your instructors?
No.
And this was for the National Guard, right?
Yeah, it was Army training though.
Army training.
Army training.
Okay.
Regular Army.
Uh-huh, uh-huh. You don't remember what the food was like or anything?
I don't remember.
No? Okay, all right, well, go ahead. So wait a minute. What happened for you you got sick, right?
Well, I was complaining because of all the marching and stuff,
Right,
you know, and stuff. I complained like 3 weeks later about my leg.
after you'd been there for 3 weeks
3 weeks or so.
and you hurt your leg?
Yeah. I don't know what happened. They said the doctors said they found a bone cyst in my leg because when I was a child.
They found a what?
They found a bone cyst in my right leg.
Gotcha, okay.
Mid-shaft area of the right leg. When I was a child, I had an automobile accident. Leg got broken. The doctor put a plate and 4 screws in there. I was told that they forgot to take the plate and screws out. When it healed, the bone grew over the old fracture. Grew over the pin and plate and screws. So the doctor died, and they forgot to take it out. That's why that's the only way I could figure the bone cyst developed from an old fracture.
Right.
And they said that they'd do an investigation on me, and they put me in medical hold for 30 days. Yeah. And they said they were gonna just give me a dishonorable discharge because you lied to your recruiter. I said, no, I didn't. I said, I didn't lie to anybody. I said, please don't do this to me. I said, I got nowhere to go.
Right.
I said, I can't go home. I said, I joined the Army to serve my country. And I got nowhere to go. I was in tears. And they said, time went on. They found out what I said was true. They gave me an honorable medical discharge, but they said that if I was to stay in, they would have to amputate the leg. I said, not my leg, you're not. They said, well, you're going to have to discharge it then. I said, no, I want to stay in. They said, well, then you cut your leg off. I wouldn't let them. Long story short, they gave me an honorable medical discharge. They sent me home. I was devastated. I didn't want to go home. My grandmother caught wind of what happened. She was furious. She got me to the Seattle VA hospital. The doctors did a pin plate bone cyst curation. They took bone out of my left hip, put it back in where the bone cyst was. I was in a cast for a year.
How old were you?
Oh, hell if I know. 18.
Okay.
I was in a cast for a year, and while I was in the VA hospital, I had a friend of mine who was a cop, King County Sheriff's Office. He was a deputy, and he kept an eye on me. My mom told me I wasn't welcome to come home. She kept calling me a baby killer. I didn't do anything. She said, "You're a Vietnam vet." I said, "You're a..." I said, "I didn't even get to first base." She made my life miserable. The cop, he talked me to join the Air Force. So
Okay.
so they told me I had to get a waiver to join the Air Force.
Right.
I got the waiver from the doctor at the VA for the Air Force, so I joined them. I was in the Air Force for a couple of months, but I kept having problems with the leg. Same problem. And so they gave me a medical discharge. That was it. I said, "Don't do this to me." I said, "I can't take this twice. It's not right." I said, "I'm joining the service for a reason, so I can be a part of the country, be a member of the service."
Right.
So my daddy was a ranger in the Army in Korea. It was my turn. I'm number one. I was first son. There's 4 of us. It was my turn to go. I want to try and keep the family thing going, After that, I couldn't go home. I went to Santa Barbara, California, and I couldn't find a job. Nobody would take me because I told them about my leg, and they said I was a liability. No security guard job, no construction, because my leg would act up. It still flares up, like it wants to break. I told medical doctors at VA hospitals throughout the country, I wandered around the country, they said they don't know what to think, they don't know what to do. I finally got a lawyer to help me. He said they lost my records. They had no records on me, period, on my leg, my disability. And, I don't know what to think. I don't know what to do. They said that they sent me a letter about my application for disability. I said I never received it because I was homeless. I had a place one time. I applied to St. Petersburg, Florida. And then I lost my place because I couldn't work because of my leg. I was sleep under bridges again. It was a tough life. And, I just don't know what to say. It's been too tough on me. And now, I have a collapsed right hip. Okay. They're trying to help. I weighed 350 pounds. Now I'm down to 280 so they can operate. But because of the overhang of the excess, they can't do anything. They gotta get a plastic surgeon, cut it out so they can operate on my hip. Now, right leg condition flares up all the time. Okay? Feels like that's great. It's been doing that since 75 and 70 when I was in the service. That's why they discharged me in 76 because it felt like it wanted to break all the time.
Right.
They got rid of me in the Air Force. Nobody wanted me. You know what it's like not to be wanted.
Yeah, I can imagine. Okay, so I've got some more questions for you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Right.
So you enlisted, you weren't drafted?
I volunteered.
You volunteered, okay. And why did you want to join the service?
Because I wanted to be a part of the country service. I wanted to be a soldier.
Okay.
Like my daddy.
Why did you want to join the Army?
Because my dad was in the Army.
Okay.
He was stationed in Fort Lewis.
All right, well, you said a police officer, friend of yours, helped you join the Air Force?
Yeah, he was in the Air Force.
Oh, okay.
He got out of the Air Force. He knew the recruiter. The recruiter would come see me at the VA hospital. The VA hospital in Seattle, he'd come see me.
Right.
And he said, you have to get a waiver to get in the Air Force. After you are, ready to go.
In the National Guard, what job had you qualified for?
11 Bravo, 63 Charlie.
What is that?
Infantry truck driver.
Okay, all right. And how long did you train for that?
I didn't get a chance.
You never trained for
I
it?
didn't get a chance.
Okay. So it was just basic training and that was it, huh?
Basic training.
And what about in the Air Force? Did you?
Just basic training.
But what did you qualify for?
I don't remember.
Okay. All right, okay. So where did you go for your training for the Air Force?
Lac 11 Air Force Base.
In Texas.
San Antonio, Texas.
All right. And did you go anywhere else in the Air Force besides that?
No.
No, okay. All right. You remember what year it was?
76.
That's right, you told me, 76. So you didn't see any combat or anything like that?
No.
All right.
I wanted to serve, and they wouldn't let me serve because of the damn leg.
Gotcha. All right. How did you stay in touch with your family while you were gone?
Didn't have anything. My mom didn't want me around, so I didn't have anything.
Did you stay in touch with your grandmother? Stay in touch with your grandmother?
Not even her. Well, I kept in touch with her.
Okay.
She wanted me to come home. I said, there ain't nothing for me to come back to.
Right.
Mom, I said, I don't want to come home. Mom be beating me all the time. Listen, she used to kick me in the ass so hard. I had a tailbone,
Uh-huh.
turned into a bone cyst, had to be removed. You know, they had to remove the bone cyst.
Right.
Tailbone became a bone cyst, had to be removed.
Right.
You know, back then we kids didn't have rights. Today's kids, they get hurt, all kinds of shit happens.
Okay, how was the food in the service?
Wonderful. I didn't have a problem with it at all.
Gotcha. And I guess you had all the supplies that you needed? Did you have everything you needed
Oh, yeah,
while you were in?
Yeah, the only problem I had was KP.
Okay.
I hated KP. I didn't want KP in anybody in the platoon.
Okay. So, you know, I guess this created a lot of, or you tell me, I'm just asking, pressure and stress. You know, you've
Yes,
been under a
indeed.
great deal of.
Indeed. They diagnosed me post something. Post disorder stress, I don't know. Because I was
PTSD?
something like that.
Yeah, I got you.
That was Miami. And that was the other VAs too, but they lost all my records.
What other VA was that, in Miami?
No, I went to, well, I told Seattle first. They didn't, the doctors just shrugged their shoulders. We don't know. They x-rayed the leg. They couldn't see anything wrong. I ended up in Portland, Oregon, Santa Barbara, California clinic, LA, Loma Linda, Texas, somewhere in Georgia,
Right.
Tampa, a whole bunch of them.
Right.
And they did an investigation trying to find my disability through the VAs.
Go ahead.
So they investigated these hospitals. I gave them a list of hospitals they visited. They didn't have anything. They looked in the archives. Couldn't find anything in the archives. They were lost forever. So I was without verification of my disability.
Huh?
I was without verification of my disability. We couldn't prove it.
Okay. Okay.
I was out of luck.
Gotcha. Did you make any friends while you were in the service?
Yeah, I did. I kept in touch with a couple of them. I tried anyway, but they went, when I was in the Army, they went off to Vietnam. I'd never heard from them since.
Uh-huh.
You know, I was 74. They were still sending guys off. You know, I wanted to go.
I got you. All right, so you didn't get a chance to go on leave or anything like that?
Well, base leave.
Base leave.
Base leave.
And what did that consist of?
Movies, that type of thing.
Yeah, in other words, how'd you entertain yourself?
Yeah, something like that.
Uh-huh. But you didn't travel anywhere while you were in service otherwise?
Cabs were at the Fort Lauderdale base for like 50 cents.
Right.
It was,
Okay. All right, hold on. Let me see. What did you, besides your own predicament, what did you think of officers and your fellow soldiers?
I thought very highly of them.
Okay. Okay, so tell me what you did after you separated.
Well, after the Army, I told you. After the Air Force, I told you.
It was raining. I just need you to speak up to compete with that a little bit because it's raining.
It's raining, yeah. I had nowhere to go. I couldn't go home. I called my mom. She said, "You're not welcome home. Don't come home. You're not welcome here."
Right. So what year was that?
76.
76? Yeah, we just had to change location because of the noise. I need for you to tell me what happened. What was when you got out of the service?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I had nowhere to go. I felt hopeless. Nobody wanted me. The Army didn't want me. Air Force didn't want me. I felt useless. I felt, well, if they didn't want me, nobody else didn't want me. So I gave up. So I ended up in Santa Barbara, California, and I was there for 10 years. I lived on the street, and I did try to work. I tried to work at a security guard on construction, but my leg kept flaring up, felt like it wanted to break. And I kept telling the doctors to the hospital I had this operation because of this, because of the problem. They kept telling me I was a liability, so I just gave up on myself. So 10 years I felt sorry for myself. Didn't do a thing. I gave up. Then I decided, well, let's do something. I hitchhiked around country, so I stood on on-ramps and hitchhiked around here, there, and everywhere around the country. I got tired of that, so I went to a truck stop. And I asked truckers if they're going a certain direction. And they said, sure. I said, "Can I give you a ride?" They said, sure. Well, I did, and they offered me a job loading and unloading their trailers. These were freight haulers. I mean, they didn't pay very much. It was real hard work. I mean, it was tough, but I tried it. Got a couple bucks. They fed me, gave me a place to live, let me sleep anyway in the truck. But it turned out that they were nothing but pirates, freight haulers. I learned through the years there are two types of truck drivers. You got the cowboys and you got the drivers. The cowboys and the freight haulers, they're the ones that don't give a shit about anybody. They'll run you over. The drivers are the household goods drivers, like Beacons, the furniture movers, computer haulers. Those are the good guys. And I ran into a furniture mover, and he put me to work in his truck. He paid me very well, and he put me in a motel every night. When it got dark, motel. Sometimes we would drive along. He'd show me how to drive his truck. I said, "You got to be kidding me! Drive this? You crazy?" He said, "This is what you do." He talked me into it. I said, "I'm nervous." I said, "I'm scared." I said, "Don't worry about it." I said, "You'll get it. You'll get the hang of it." Okay. He said, "This is what we're going to do. I'm going to slip into the sleeper, and you're going to slide over the doghouse from the passenger side, slip into my seat." I said, oh, great. I like it already. I said, "Just keep it in this gear. I'm going to leave it in this gear. You stay at this speed, you'll be just fine." Well, I did that for many years with different truck drivers. Until one driver, I stayed with him for a while. But I worked for cash. He paid me cash. They all paid me cash. They never took taxes out of me. Helped me get a driver's license to drive a rig. Got a license, ICC license, medical license, so I could drive. Got me qualified with the company, and they put me in a truck. I started driving on my own. But I got hurt in here in Florida in Key Largo. I was helping another North American driver. I busted up my whole back. Couldn't work anymore. And Miami, the workers' comp took over, and they didn't pay anything. It was lousy, but I wasn't homeless anymore. But I stayed in a place cheap. Couldn't find a lawyer, but anyway, the truckers took care of me. The household good drivers, they took care of me. They helped me out. That's how I lived my life until now. Because of my back disability, the VA put me in a wheelchair because I couldn't walk. Back in '96, I was placed on Social Security put me on Social Security because I didn't pay taxes. They gave me $492 a month because I didn't pay taxes. Now I get $710. 2 years ago, I fell out of bed twice in 1 week, and my hip and it collapsed. And now it's so bad. The health department caught on to it. A neighbor snitched on me, and they said you're gonna have to go to. You can't stay here anymore. The place smelled like urine. The place was a mess. He says you can't stay here. It's a mess. It's a pig pen. And they set me down. Said we'll put you in the ALF program down in Miami, VA, and they placed me in a placement program, and they put me in a psych unit in Miami. But that was brutal. And they found me a place. It was like for veterans, ALF. You could get in, but you couldn't get out. Yeah, it was iron rod fence, very tall fence, points on the top. I was there for 3 days. They wouldn't let me out. I said, I need to get out and around. Wouldn't do it. So I protested. I didn't eat for 3 days, and I didn't take my meds for 3 days. I'm a diabetic now. And the owner got pissed off and he sent me back to the VA psych unit and said, this guy's a problem. I told him why. I had my reasons. And so a couple of days later, I ended up with a diabetic attack, and I was in a coma, they said. I dropped like a rock. And brought me back. I found myself back in the VA psych unit. They put me in another ALF that wasn't really VA authorized in Pompano Beach. She was not ready for disabled vets. I was severely disabled. There was no ramp for my wheelchair. They didn't have the proper nutrition for me. They had soul food. So they had, because there were a lot of blacks living there, like 6 or 7 blacks living there, and that didn't bother me, but the food they ate, I couldn't eat. And I ate, and I had problems. And the first night I was there, they stole $100 out of me. After I paid the rent, she wanted $550 a month, plus my meals, and they took my food stamp card. And I was there, they stole my meds, my morphine. I had a problem getting morphine out of the Miami VA. Well, they kept stealing from me. I was there for 3 weeks, and I left June 1st, came up here to West Palm Beach, said, can you help me? I says, I can't trust Miami anymore. They'll put me back in a psych unit, and they'll put me back in a bad place. And I came up here, Miami Beach, or West Palm Beach. They took very good care of me, very good care of me. And they had a problem finding a nursing home for me because my wheelchair's too big for the nursing home hallways. Yeah. And so we tried to get me a smaller chair. And so goes, I'm here, they're trying to help me. This is the best place to be for me. They're doing, I'm happy with it. I'm happy with them. They're happy with me. But I want my disability. I would appreciate somebody help me get my disability. I have a lawyer called Levan and Nedenberg in Plantation. I hired back in '02, and he took it. St. Petersburg is a bear to get anywhere with a disability to be heard. But finally, when they got it back, they applied back in '92. It's in the BVA in DC now, and they told me it's going to take up to 25 months before it goes before a federal veterans judge, I guess, something like that, for him to hear my case. And you know, I told most of like DAV represents VFW. They say you got rooked. They said the Army rooked you. I said they never heard such a sad story. I said you're entitled, and I said, well, I have no control over any of what they do. And they said they wanted to handle it. I said, well, I got a lawyer handle it, and let him deal with it. And they couldn't touch it because the lawyer's got it. And that's about what it is.
Okay, well, anyway,
Yeah.
we're gonna wrap this up now.
Okay.
So you haven't been able to work at all these years, have you?
Since '92.
Since '92, right? Okay.
All I could do was drive. Any serious work I couldn't because of right leg condition, because it kept wanting to break.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna appreciate you taking the time to give me this story in the first place.
Thank you.
And I know it wasn't a lengthy history in the military, but I want to thank you for joining and being there anyway.
I wanted to be a part of my country.
Well, that's
And
obvious.
they wouldn't let me.
Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you very much, James.
Very kindly.
Absolutely.